Hello, I'm Brandon Wegner, the Chief Information Officer for the Military Order of the Purple Heart.
And greetings, fellow patriots. I'm Chuck Adkins, the National Adjutant for the Military of the Purple Heart. And the purpose of this tutorial video is to teach you how to use our new online reporting system. And in this case, we are going to teach you how to properly complete and submit the election report.
So the first thing that you're going to have to do is you're going to have to navigate to our website. So if you go to www.purpleheart.org, it'll take you to this page right here. And from there, you're just going to click login in the upper right-hand corner. And if you've never logged on to our new website before, you can click this link right down here to watch a tutorial video that will show you how to log in as an officer. It'll show you how to get your password because you're going to have to get your a new password for our website. So it'll walk you through how to get your password, and then you'll enter your member ID and password, and you'll sign in. And if you are a national department or regional officer, you'll have to upload your certificate. And again, that video that I mentioned before will show you how to download your certificate so that you can log in. If you are a chapter officer, you don't need a security certificate to log in, so you won't see this right here. But once you upload your certificate, you're going to click on Officer Portal. And now if you are a national department or regional officer and you are also a chapter officer and you're needing to submit your chapter officer report, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to click this button right here, and it's going to take you to this page that's about to pop up, where you're going to be able to choose which chapter you want to sign in for. Also, if you're say a regional or national officer and you need to submit a department report, you can use this to sign in as a department officer. You just choose the department that you're signing in for. But for this example, we're going to sign in as a chapter officer and sign in. Once you're signed in as a chapter officer, in the upper right hand corner, there's this button. It looks like a little O. If you hover over it, it says officer page. Just go ahead and click that to quickly navigate back to the officer page. And you'll see that you're now signed in as a chapter officer. From there, you're just going to go down to the reports page and then click on election report.
All right. As we stated earlier, the purpose of this training video is to show you how to properly complete an election report. You see the blocks that are on here, and the idea is to go in and properly enter the information so the report can be submitted. Now, I do get some inquiries from some of the smaller chapters on what is the minimum number of officers that are required by the bylaws. And the answer is 3. And those positions are commander and finance officer, which are elected, and the adjutant, which is appointed. I also need to talk about and caution you that officers can't hold more than one elected position. For example, the commander cannot be the finance officer. You can't have your, say, junior vice be one of the elected trustees, okay? And the report is designed that you cannot enter somebody into more than one elected position. Now, per the bylaws, you can hold a elected and an appointed position. However, I'm going to caution you that the report is designed to prevent you from entering the commander or the finance officer to be the adjutant. Those should always be separate individual members of the chapter. Okay, there you go.
In addition to entering the member IDs of the elected and appointed officers, in order to complete your report, you also need to input the date that you held your meeting where your officers were elected, and you also need to input the location of your monthly meeting and the day and time of your monthly meeting, such as the second Wednesday of each month. Now, when you input the location and day and time of your meeting, that's going to automatically appear on our website if somebody goes to find a chapter. So you're going to want to input the full and complete meeting address as well as a correct date and time so that people know when to uh, show up at your monthly meeting.
Once you have completed entering the information into the officer blocks and the information that Brandon just went over with you on completing the date, time, and location of the chapter, the next information that you must complete is that of the installing officer and the adjutant. And a lot of people always question who the installing officer is. And per the bylaws, Article 1, Section 5, that is the individual that gives you your oath of office, swears you in, and then also provides you the information and instructions on what your duties are as a member at the chapter, as an officer at the chapter level.
So let's go ahead and submit a practice report. So I'm going to list the commander and the finance officer as the same person. I'm also going to leave the meeting time blank and the location and day, time, and everything else blank. So when I go to submit this, it's going to pop up with some errors. It's going to tell me that my commander doesn't have a valid phone number because it actually pulls the information from the database. And you'll see more about what I'm talking about in a second. It also tells me that the you must list an installing officer before you can submit the report, and that no one can hold 2 elected positions. So to go back and try again. So I'm going to click the back button, and now I'm going to list the finance officer as a different member, and I'm going to list the adjutant as a different member. I'm going to list the installing officer as the commander. I'm going to list the address of the meeting and the date and time. And also, we're going to say that the meeting took place today. So now, when I submit that, it goes and it pulls the information from the database based off the member ID that you entered for each of the different members, but it still pops up that it doesn't have a valid phone number listed for the commander. So down here at the bottom, if everything had worked, it would let me submit the report. But if you don't see the option to submit the report and you see anything in red, then you're going to have to fix those discrepancies before it lets you submit the report. So let's go ahead and click on update members' contact information for the commander. Delete any auto-populated fields because you don't want it to fill out your information for that member. Input their correct phone number and hit update profile. It'll then update their information in our database. So it won't just update it on the report, but it'll actually update the contact information we have for them. So we have the most up-to-date contact information. And then up in this corner right here in the upper right-hand corner, this little O where it says officer page, just click on that, click to reports, click on election report. And then the information that we did input is all saved. So let's just go ahead and click on View Existing Report. And now you can see I don't have any red error messages, and I do have the ability to hit Submit down at the bottom. Now that I have a commander, a adjutant, and a finance officer who are all different people. You can also have all of the other officers um, listed as well, but again, you cannot list an officer in the same position. So if I then added, if the commander was the same as the senior vice, it would pop up and show me an error.
All right, Brandon has just showed you once everything is filled out properly and you've hit the submit button, that the report will be submitted and we'll be able to view it at the department, region, and national levels. Once the report is submitted, there is no ability to go back and make any changes. So later on, during out the term, if a special election is required due to a resignation, a death of a patriot, or unfortunately, if due to a disciplinary action, and you have to make any new changes, a new election report will have to be done by hard copy and submitted either by email or US mail to the National Membership Office. And be sure that you also submit a copy to your department and region commander. In addition, once you've submitted the report, you do have the ability to go back in and view the report. And if necessary, you can download it and print a copy for your records. You may have noticed that during the training that the membership ID numbers that we use kind of overflowed into other blocks, but those were specifically test member numbers that we developed for the training. Once you go in and complete the report and you enter the actual life member or associate member numbers, they will not spill over into any of the other blocks. In addition, whoever submits the report, their ID information will show up down at the bottom of the report.
Once the report's been submitted, it's automatically going to be able to be viewed on this page, this reports page. If you are a department, regional, national, or chapter officer, you'll be able to see which reports have been submitted, such as your election report, your delegate list, your finance property report, your 990, and your life member verification report. It's going to pop up. If you say, let's say you're a regional officer, then all of your departments and all of your chapters are all going to be listed on this page. It's going to say whether it's been submitted, and you can click that individual chapter or department's report to view it. So it makes for a great tool to be able to see which chapters have submitted what they need for their life member rebate and what they're still missing. So we are also going to be doing training videos for each of the other reports listed here, the delegate report, finance, 990, and life member verification report. You're going to have separate training videos. Today we've covered the election report, so make sure to watch the other training videos as well.
Well, this concludes the training video for the completion of the election report. We want to thank you for your time to come in and view it so you can learn how to properly complete it and submit it. However, should you have any questions, please do not hesitate to give me a call the membership office, or even contact Brandon, our webmaster. And I want to thank Brandon for taking the time to place the reports online. making it easy to complete them online and posting them.
I want to thank everybody for everything you do for the order and for all the patriots that you serve. I hope you have a great day.